Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Amplify Your Business. On today's show, we're going to be talking about a creative initiative that NextGen has in the works for small businesses. And so with me today, I have Jenny and Annika. Jenny, Annika, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
So let's start out, Annika, by just maybe explaining a bit about what NextGen is, just in case our audience isn't familiar with you guys.
You bet. So we've been around for over 15 years. We were previously part of the city of Edmonton, and now we've continued that on, but as a local nonprofit. So we're really excited for that new stage. What I tell my friends in short is, we find ways for you to give a crap about your city. So we have a variety of avenues that help to engage 18 to 40-year-olds in the Edmonton area in shaping the future of their city through volunteerism, sharing their ideas, supporting local businesses, bettering themselves, connecting to each other. That's the short of it. So yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And I'm very familiar with NextGen from many years ago. And so NextGen has been this organization that has brought a lot to the city and really activates, I guess, an interest in what's happening in our local areas within the city, but the broader region as well. And so can you tell me a few of the programs, some of the marquee things that you guys are doing that other people maybe have heard about, but they just didn't realize it was NextGen?
Gladly, yeah. So I know my hook into NextGen was PKN or Pecha Kucha Nights. So it's actually something offered in over 1,000 cities worldwide that was founded in Japan. And we're very proud to be the Edmonton license holders. So we hold several PKNs each month or each year, I should say. That's a like presentation format where you get 20 slides and 20 seconds per slide. So 6 minutes and 40 seconds. We've had everything from, Indigenous reconciliation to donaires and pineapples. So everything people are excited about, which is totally fun. We do a lot around municipal election initiatives to promote voting and participation, and also encouraging 18 to 40-year-olds to run. And we have the MEAET initiative, which we'll talk about a bit more in a moment, that microfunds local businesses and nonprofits. And then we also have professional development throughout the year as well. And in the past iteration, and hopefully the future, when it's a little more safe to encourage group volunteerism, we have initiatives such as Time Raiser and City Jam, which help to support the arts while encouraging volunteerism. So there is truly something for everyone.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. And those are just the main programs. And then obviously there's lots of other smaller things that you guys are doing as well. So a very, very busy organization indeed.
You bet.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about March MEAET then. So this is something that I saw you guys talking about on social media, and I immediately thought our community, our audience here at Amplify Your Business definitely need to understand what's going on, because there is a benefit that you guys are providing to a lucky small business, I believe. So Jenny, can you tell us a little bit about March MEAET? What is it all about?
For sure. So usually we run a MEAET event in person. So it's a microfunding event where when we run an in-person event, we would have an audience of individuals, would hear pitches from different businesses or initiatives in the community, and then they could actually vote with their ticket price for their favorite business, and that money would go towards the business. So due to the world we're in right now, we've shifted that to an online environment. So we're running a March MEAET. So it's a whole month-long event. And it's actually presented by RBC. So they are presenting sponsor, which also makes us able to provide really great cash prizes for our top 2 winners. So from now till March 13th, we're accepting applications from small businesses, both in Edmonton and Metro Edmonton. And all we want to see is a video about why they should deserve the cash funds. So it can be retroactive for payments from COVID or packaging, or any way they had a pivot or change during this time, or it could be for future. Maybe they're opening a new shop, maybe they're having to do some different retrofitting of their business. We're definitely open to hearing why they need the funds. Okay. And then we're going to be taking these applications till March 13th. And then for the next 2 weeks, anyone in Edmonton, any NextGener, can vote for their favorite business, with the first place winner going home at $2,500 and the second place winner going home with $1,000 for their business.
That's fantastic. So $3,500 are being donated to 2 lucky businesses. First prize $2,500, the other one 1,000. And this is going to a business that really needs it. So they've incurred some costs, they've incurred some hardship, and there's a ton of small businesses that have done so in the last year here of COVID. And so I'd imagine you'll get a lot of applications. And so just to recap on that then, so in order to submit an application for this, they're just submitting a video explaining to the audience as to what the reason is that they need this money then, correct?
For sure. Yeah. Why they need the funds, why their business is important to Edmonton. I know all residents of Edmonton, especially NextGeners, want to support small local businesses. So we just want to hear short, under a minute, why they need the funds. The application form is available on our Instagram, on our website, and they can message us with any direct questions as well.
Okay. And so if the application is on the website, what is the website URL then?
For sure. So it's EdmontonNextGen.ca. And then it's on Instagram as well, just at EDM NextGen.
Okay. And I'm sure if they use the hashtag March MEAT, probably that would get them there as well. And so MEAT is spelled differently. So everybody, it's March MEAT, MEAET. Okay, so hashtag March MEAT, and you'll be able to find the information on social media on that as well. And so they're not submitting their video then into social media and tagging March MEAT or anything like that. They're actually emailing it in or something to you then via the form online.
For sure. So we just want to make sure that all the submissions are inclusive and respectful. Also that we're able to count for them because we will be promoting it on our social media and having the videos in the voting link. But after we receive the application and it's all good to go, we're definitely going to be encouraging businesses to repost, to reshare on all their channels because we want them to promote it to their audience to vote. And we will be doing on the same side as Edmonton's NextGen.
And so for those of you of our audience who want to vote then, how would they go about doing the voting? Do they go to the website as well for that? Or is the voting happening within social as a poll or something? Or how are you guys doing that?
For the voting, it's going to be a simple Google form. So we'll share it on our website, on all of our social channels. It'll be available on March 14th. We'll be sharing it broadly, and individuals can vote up till March 28th. So it'll be a simple Google form. It's one entry per person based off of unique email address. And then we'll be taking postal codes because anyone can vote who's in Edmonton or in Metro Edmonton area as well.
Okay. So the deadlines again, March 13th is the deadline for getting your video submission into you guys via the form on your website. And so that's probably midnight, March 13th then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And then voting will occur then shortly thereafter. You guys will get the voting form up once you have gone through all the submissions, categorize them or whatever. And then that goes until March 28th.
Mm-hmm, for sure. So yeah, basically apply now before March 13th and then 2 weeks to vote after that.
Okay, sounds really good. And so this is a really exciting initiative. And so now you guys are partnering with RBC on that. So we definitely should do a big shout out to RBC because that's a significant chunk of change that they're contributing to this. Now, you also do other types of meets as well in the past. And so can you tell us a little bit about what we might be able to expect coming up in April and so on for the rest of the year? Do you guys have any plans already for the March meets?
For sure. So another component of March MEAT that'll sort of be coming up in the rest of March will also be the eat side of it. So we have weekly giveaways going to food and drink businesses. So we've done a giveaway with Sugared and Spice for free cookies for NextGeners, as well as Kind ice cream. Coming up next week will be free coffees from Lockstock Coffee. So definitely check out that piece. And then Jovic Bakery will be later in the month. Which is also a Black-owned business chosen by RBC. So we're very excited about that. So that's what's coming up for March. And then our next meet, we'll be hosting it in the fall sometime. And around that meet, we're still looking at what the theme and what it's going to look like exactly. But that'll be another great opportunity for small businesses to get involved and to be able to pitch their idea at that upcoming meet event.
Well, I missed out on the cookies with Sugared and Spice because I ended up checking it out or finding it in Instagram just a little too late. And so I missed my opportunity, but I think you guys are giving away 500 cookies, I think it was, wasn't it?
A little bit less than that. We're giving out 80 cookies.
Oh, 80.
And then
not sure I
But
came up with
no,
5.
no worries. There's still a lot. Yeah. 80 cookies and then 30 pints of ice cream with Kind ice cream in the Ritchie neighborhood. But then coming up next week, we'll be giving out 80 coffees with Lock Stock. And it's like sort of coffee of your choice. So you can choose whether it's a latte or a cappuccino and have your own signature coffee piece on that side.
I just found that out now. I'm very excited, but I can get any coffee I want.
Well, for sure. Yeah. Lock Stock was definitely, we talked about coffees and they were like, no, we need to let the people choose their own type of coffee. Like everyone has a signature coffee that they would like. And then from there, we have one with Jovic Bakery, which we're excited. We're going to have some ding dong cakes from them, which are actually keto and are healthy for you. I found out cakes. So a good reason to get a treat that's somewhat healthy as well.
Yeah, that's really sweet. No pun intended. So, okay. So these are the ones that are coming up. And so it's probably similar to what you guys did with Sugared and Spice, where you push something out on social media and say for a limited time, the first 80 people or 50 people or whatever it's going to be, if you walk in the doors of that particular business, you're going to be, and you mentioned NextGen, you're going to get that reward then. Is that how you guys usually run those?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So basically it's check out our social media and our newsletter. It'll have information about when it's starting. They might go quick or there might be still some coffees or treats available in the next couple of days. So definitely stay tuned for more details.
Really cool. So now how do people subscribe to the newsletter? For
sure. So on our website, edmontonnextgen.ca, there's a newsletter subscription there. So we send out newsletters quite regularly. Or can follow our channels on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
Okay, sounds really good. So there's some great incentives for people to follow you guys. So I definitely encourage everybody to do that. Now, just talking about small businesses, this channel, this webcast here, web show that I have, Amplify Your Business, is mostly small businesses. And so you're obviously supporting small businesses with these different programs. Is there anything that you would want to ask our small businesses who are listening to this right now in terms of, activating them or getting them more involved in NextGen? Is there some sort of call to action that you'd like to share?
For sure. Well, and I actually think it's interesting and worth noting that when NextGen was initially founded with the City of Edmonton, the committee composition was half City of Edmonton staff and the other half were mostly Edmonton small business owners. So it really came about from this idea that these business owners are the people in our community who are so invested and rooted and committed to building a better future and shaping it to be a place that is friendly and attractive to the 18 to 40-year-old demographic. And so I think that that's, 15 years down the road, you sometimes forget how things began. But I think at our very core, NextGen's about supporting businesses and partnering with local businesses because we know that they're, one of the core fibers to keeping our community together. So I love that that's the focus of this webcast too. We have a pretty decent reach with our newsletter. We have a few thousand folks and they're pretty engaged people for your average online newsletter. So we do like to open it up to if there's anyone that has things going on, any of those, listeners or watchers, viewers, I guess it would be, that they have anything that could benefit from having 18 to 40-year-olds in our city attend, promote, get interested in, apply for, whatever that is. So if there's an opportunity where they think that our audience of people who are typically of that age demographic, but also tend to care quite a bit about their city and their community, we'd love to share. So that's kind of like number one is if there's anything to share to our networks, let us know. We'd love to do that. Okay. And another side of that is, we're always looking for more partnerships and ways that we can give back, whether that's, we've been a part of certain events talking about opportunities for young people. We host professional development. So we have a home buying masterclass and a parenthood deep dive coming up this year. If those are things that businesses feel like they would be able to add value to or would like to partner with or think that their staff could benefit from attending, we're all ears. And we have been around for a while and we've recently changed the way in which we're incorporated. although we're continuing a lot of classic events, we also see a lot of really cool opportunities ahead, and have a bit more flexibility now to chase some of those. So essentially, our network, our community, 18 to 40-year-olds who really love their city. If that is something that makes sense to a business to partner, support, get words out to, let us know. You'll probably talk to Jenny or I. We'd love to just figure out ways that work. And we have our set events, but I think the cool thing is we've always just been like, well, what do you have going on? What do you want to do? How do we make it better? How do we be supportive? Because we don't want to always come at things from our benefit and our intentions. I think we make what we do clear. And if that speaks to someone that wants to kind of create something new, we're totally open to it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both, Jenny and Annika, for the things that you guys are both doing for our community, for small businesses. It is truly remarkable to see an organization that's just based off of pure volunteer effort to, that's giving back in such a profound way in so many different ways, and have been doing so for now over 15 years, right? So it's a really a great organization and really a gift to Edmonton, and it is making our community, the greater Edmonton area, just a stronger and more vibrant place to be, really. So thank you so much for the work that you are continuing to do, and thank you NextGen for continuing on. And thank you for this initiative that you have here supporting small businesses with RBC with March MEAET. So again, I encourage all you small businesses to follow them on social channels. So Instagram, Facebook. Are you on Twitter as well?
Twitter, yes, also on Twitter.
Yeah.
We have a brand new LinkedIn page with like 5 followers. So.
There you go. You guys can be follower number 6 and if you get in there right away. So
yeah,
head over to any of those social channels and start following them, because there's some really cool things that are happening, and support them in whatever way that you possibly can as well, because they're supporting us. So thank you again for your time and for sharing with us those the details on March MEAET and everything else that you guys are doing.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Okay, so if you guys like this episode and are interested in learning some more about other things that are happening within our community, especially with the small business community, check out our archives over at Amplify. So that's amplimedia.com/amplify, and you're going to see all the archives as well as this episode there, and all the future episodes too. And if you know of a business that you think warrants an interview on our show, let me know, because we would more than likely have them be a participant in a future episode. So connect with me at our social channels, as well as via the contact form on our website as well. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Stay safe.